Through the combination of the Clone Wars and Order 66, Palpatine carried out the grand plan of the Sith that had been put in motion a millennium earlier with Darth Bane. Not only did Palpatine achieve a galactic empire that was controlled by the Sith, but the Jedi Order was no more, decimated when the Jedi were purged by the clones through Order 66. However, Palpatine could not escape one single truth. There were Jedi who survived Order 66, inclusive of powerful Jedi such as Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi and Jedi Grandmaster Yoda. Given that Palpatine knew that there were still Jedi within the galaxy, it must be asked, how much of a concern did Palpatine believe these Jedi survivors were to his new empire and the domination of the galaxy by the Sith? In this video expose, I will explain whether Palpatine feared the Jedi after Order 66. The answer to this question has two distinct and very different answers as seen within the Legends and that which currently exists within canon. So let's start by looking at Palpatine's perspective currently in canon. As seen within the most recent issue number 6 of the Darth Vader comic series, it's clear that Palpatine viewed the Jedi survivors of Order 66 as a significant threat to the Sith and his new order. As Palpatine made Vader aware of his plans for his new Inquisitorius and the Inquisitors that filled its ranks, he described their purpose as it pertained to the Jedi. Palpatine told Vader that he was to train the Inquisitors to be a weapon to remove what he called the Jedi infection from the galaxy once and for all. Clearly, Palpatine desired that every last Jedi be purged, as he didn't want to leave any chance that one may re-emerge to challenge him. While I believe that this shows that Palpatine considered the Jedi to be a significant threat to him, given that he still viewed the Jedi as an infection that had to be dealt with immediately and for good, and that he dedicated so many resources in Vader and the Inquisitorius to specifically deal with them, this alone doesn't demonstrate just how fearful Palpatine was of the Jedi after Order 66. This is primarily seen in the next line of dialogue Palpatine would provide to Vader. He tells his new apprentice that those who survived Order 66 were the luckiest, deadliest, strongest, and most duplicitous within their order, willing to do whatever was needed. Palpatine considered these Jedi who remained within the galaxy as uniquely able to challenge his position of authority. But even further, getting to the heart of the question as it exists in canon, Palpatine told Vader, "You and the Inquisitors must find these Jedi, Lord Vader. You must destroy all of them, for in truth, there is no greater threat to our empire." Therefore, Palpatine was immensely fearful of the Jedi who survived Order 66 within the current canon, viewing them as the greatest threat to his empire, and stopping at nothing to have them removed from the galaxy through the work of Vader and the Inquisitors. Although the Sith scored a tremendous victory against the Jedi with Order 66, he still wasn't satisfied, and feared them to such an extent that every last one needed to be destroyed. In Legends, as we'll see, Palpatine had almost the exact opposite view of the Jedi who survived the war and Order 66. In fact, in relation to Palpatine's new perspective in canon, it's almost comical to see how little he cared about the Jedi, let alone to think that he feared them immediately after the events of Revenge of the Sith. As seen in Dark Lord: The Rise of Darth Vader, one of Palpatine's first actions regarding Vader wasn't to have him turn his attention to the Inquisitors and destroying the Jedi. Rather, it was to forget about the Jedi and end his desire for revenge against them, so that he may begin his apprentice's dark side training. Given Vader's early frustrations and meaningless use of his rage due to his bloodlust for hunting down the Jedi, Palpatine tried to put the surviving Jedi in perspective in relation to their greater ambitions for the galaxy and unlocking the full secrets of the dark side. Demonstrating just how little Palpatine feared the survivors of Order 66, he told his apprentice, "First, let me reiterate that the Jedi mean nothing to us. In having survived, Yoda and Obi-Wan aren't exceptions to the rule. I'm certain that dozens of Jedi escaped with their lives, and in due time you will have the pleasure of killing many of them. But of greater import is the fact that their order has been crushed. Finish, Lord Vader. Do I make myself clear? The canon has gone in almost the exact opposite direction regarding Palpatine's perception of the Jedi after Order 66 than that witnessed in Legends. The primary result of Order 66 was achieved. The Jedi Order was no more, and the Sith were in control of the galaxy. Not only was Palpatine completely not afraid or fearful of the Jedi, he almost enjoyed the fact that some of them did live, telling Vader, "In burying their heads in the sands and snows of remote worlds, the surviving Jedi humble themselves before the Sith. So let them atone for 1,000 years of arrogance and self-absorption." Clearly then, in Legends, Palpatine was not immediately concerned with the Jedi survivors of the Purge. He was focused instead on solidifying the Sith rule of the galaxy and on pulling Vader back from his bloodlust and obsession with revenge in the short term. Although an Inquisitorius would eventually emerge in Legends as well to deal with the Jedi survivors, the fact remains that Palpatine was nowhere near as fearful of the Jedi after Order 66 in Legends as he now is in canon. So there we have it. Whether Palpatine feared the Jedi after Order 66 from both the Legends and canon perspectives. We love making these videos, so why not subscribe for more fun Star Wars theories and discussions? Also, if you enjoyed the video, think about giving a like or leaving a comment. If not for me, for humility.